Looked like you'd wrestled a point, but wasn't meant to be. How disappointed are you after that one?
Yeah, that's one of the toughest to take, really. We lacked a bit in the second half in terms of creation of chances. I thought first 30 minutes were very good and should have got ahead in the game. And then the equaliser right at the death is a brilliantly worked goal. I thought Jack and Sam gave us a lot when they come on, actually. Jack receives between the lines and puts a great ball in. Sam made some lovely runs in behind. Sakes runs off it and finishes. It's a brilliant goal. And then a penalty so soon afterwards that the view we've seen on it is really hard to tell. At the time, nobody thought it was. You can sometimes tell by reactions of players. I'm not sure there's much in it, if I'm honest. And yeah, it's a really frustrating or disappointing way to lose the game when we'd got ourselves right back in it, because we were deserving of something from that. You know, there were moments in the game where we were good, yeah, to be beaten right at the death in that way as well was something that I have to be careful until I see it properly from a better angle. But it didn't look one live, and it didn't look one on the video, and the lads are adamant it isn't one. So yeah, tough to take.
Yeah, looked clumsy from where we were in terms of the penalty, and just so many players in the box. And I thought the referee actually was a little too whistle happy all afternoon, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. I would agree with that without saying it myself. Yeah, I thought he was very fussy in certain situations, and things probably didn't go for us that could have done. And there was just a lot of bodies in the box. I don't think there's anything in it at all, but very quick to give it. And I think the reaction of players gives it away straight away. And it sounds as if it didn't look like being one, but there you go. There's nothing we can do about it now, and it cost us what would have been a really valuable point, and a deserved one, really. I know we got our goal late, and I did think we were better first half than second in terms of our attacking play. Lost a bit of momentum in the second half and didn't get it back. And really, I thought that in the first half, what they created, we gave them. I thought the goal was a really poor giveaway from us in a moment that didn't need to happen. And then we should defend the cross better, but to go in one down was actually quite hard on us. I thought we were the better team in the first half, and I thought we played some good football. Got to the top third of the pitch quite a lot today and just lacked a bit of quality in the last pass, but some of our approach players very good. And as I said, the boys that come on, I thought made a real good difference for us as well, and put in some good performances. So if we'd have taken a point, we'd have been delighted with it being so late, but unfortunately, it's another defeat for us.
Yeah, and you go back to the first half, I mean, ball played around well, good pressing in the middle of the park, but without working the keeper, and I guess that's a disappointing element when you consider, you know, they scored pretty much against the run of play. Yeah,
I mean, we had a couple of good chances first half. I think we should score. Like, set play looked really dangerous. Ball comes in the box. We've got to be able to get a shot off and not be blocked in the goal. I know they put bodies there, but there was enough top third entries that we should be making more of those situations, and obviously that's a struggle for us at the moment. We haven't had the creativity or confidence for a while or quality at times to really show that level. It's been too sporadic between games or in games, and we've got to sustain those periods. We felt this afternoon if we could sustain some attacks and build some real pressure, we could cause them problems, and we did it for a spell in the first half where we had flits and starts really second half. We never really secured it for long enough. And the game was probably drifting right towards the end when we got the goal. Really well worked goal, but at that point you probably think 5 minutes is going up. That's probably it. Didn't expect the penalty to happen straight after, for sure.
Yeah, took the words out of my mouth. I was just going to say, you know, for about half an hour, second half, the game drifts a little bit, but you know, you get the equaliser, well worked as you've said, and nice that it's come as an involvement from 3 substitutes as well.
Yeah, look, we got a group of players that are all desperate to contribute, and in those attacking areas at the minute, we've got to search for who's going to create a chance, who's going to score us a goal, who's going to give us the end product. We've got to get that right alongside the balance of the team, because in the last couple of weeks we've done quite a bit of work on our build-up and approach play and how to get to the top third, and then it's got to be how we create that possession into some chances, and we've had bits of both today and not quite ticked ourselves across the line. So look, we're obviously in a really, really difficult moment at the minute. And 20 games in, we're shy of where we want to be, performances and obviously results and creativity recently. But we've got to stick in and be up for the fight, because it's going to be a tough little period for us. And then when January comes around, we'll be able to do what we can do. But the lads have got to stick at it, because we're in a tough spell. I have to say, the supporters that were here today, like, they've seen us lose right at the end, but they were absolutely brilliant. Got behind the team all day. Could have been unbelievably frustrated at certain periods, but you know, cheering the team off the pitch. There's a group of players there that are hurting, that are finding it tough at the moment, that we haven't quite found the rhythm or confidence that we want to, and we have to We have to find our way out of it. That was another game today that there's been quite a few of these where they're fairly even games, or we haven't won it in the moments that we could, and then we've ended up taking nothing from a game that there wasn't enough in for it to go to either side, probably over the balance of it. So for us to leave empty-handed is another really disappointing day. But all we can do is get back to work and try and get ourselves in a position next week to take something from Plymouth.
Yeah, and the supporters, I mean, have travelled a long way today. Almost saw your side take away a point. Will Mannion, close to the end of the game, close to the final, which pulled a brilliant save from their keeper. Yeah,
it was a good header actually. I thought we looked like we could cause them a problem on a set play today, but we never converted enough in the second half because we didn't have enough of a intent and real to be able to secure that attack quite enough in that top third of the pitch, and the game drifted a little bit in the middle third. We were a bit too slow in our build-up second half. So you've got Jack, you've got Sam, you've got flying wide players on, whether it's Brophy, Shiloh, Sekou. We've got to get them the ball faster. We've got to play forward earlier. You know, if Sam's someone who's going to run the back line, we've got to get our eyes up and look to search that faster. And then that'll just get the other team dropped off and create little spaces for everybody else. But we've probably been a little bit too slow and a little bit too pensive in some of our attacking play at times, and been too content with it being middle third. So look, we need these players to keep working and keep improving and keep doing what we're asking them to do. And then they know we need a little bit of help, and we'll get that as and when time comes around. But we're 5-6 games away from that. So with this group of players right now, we've got some good players there. We've got the basis of a good side. We've seen that before. We've seen that in moments, but we've got to turn that into more results, because at the minute it's proven really difficult for us. And in the last couple of months, we've lost way too many games. Certainly some of them you'd say, all right, you can accept that. We don't expect or demand that we can beat anyone in this league. This is our level, a new level for us as well. But there's certainly been games in there where we shouldn't have been on the losing side. So we've got to find the solutions to that, and quickly.
You talked about in the build-up today, point scoring days. Unfortunately, it is pointless today. 4, I think, for unavailable 30. How concerned are you about the league position, which is becoming a little bit more precarious, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, the position isn't so concerning now, really. It's just the points, isn't it? It's just, can we get performances and put them together that give us the points return that we need? We're 3 points behind where we were after 20 games last year. So when you say the big picture, that isn't a lot, really. And we've taken 4 points from the last 5 league games. That's a couple shy of where we want to be. So really, we're probably 5 points, 6 points maybe short of what we targeted at this stage. And we're 3 points behind where we were last year. So there's 26 games to play. That's an awful lot of football. I know it feels like this season's been going on for 3 seasons worth, but we sort of go into a tough run of games, obviously, that's coming up, but we need everyone to stick with us. We need the players to stick at it, because if we do that, we can turn out results, and no doubt about that, because the players are desperate to do well, and that's a really good starting point. So we're certainly not happy with the results, with the run of form, or with the situation we find ourselves in, and we need to turn that quickly. But we also know we're not even halfway in the season yet, so there's a long way to go, and I think it was always going to be difficult, but the last spells proved more difficult and not as strong as we obviously wanted it to be. So back at it and see what we can do in the next little block of games.